But the issue here is this is weaponization of media. This is the next phase of what the globalists are going to do in this country. With the UN advising and setting up meetings to watch the police in every U.S. city. Meanwhile, Trump is reportedly, according to sources at Fox and sources at The Hill, it's going to be Pence, the governor of Indiana. We're going to be going over that at the bottom of the hour, taking your phone calls. We're going to be talking to Bernie Sanders supporters. I mean, why would you now not go for Trump? I mean, the whole establishment's against him. You claim you're anti-establishment. What a joke. The truth is, you like a big government, don't you? You just want a piece of it. Now, joining us to the bottom of the hour is James O'Keefe, ProjectVeritas.com, best-selling author, I think the consummate investigative journalist. I'm not going to go over all of his amazing feats with his crew, bringing down Acorn, you name it. He is leading expert on fighting social justice warriors. But they have gone into an overdrive level. They've got some calculus at the White House where they believe they're going to win. He also has a new video with a congressman admitting, oh, no, we're going to have guns. I mean, we're not going to say that our homes are gun-free zones. No, just the schools and places. So we're going to play a clip of that video. The full video is on Infowars.com, ProjectVeritas.com. In fact, we have a short clip of that I want to go ahead and play right now. Hidden cam shows anti-gun congressmen and staffers refusing to promote homes as gun-free zones. Here it is.
We're called the Citizens Get Senseless Gun Violence.
Yes.
Guys. Basically, we want to see a ban on all.
Yeah.
And specifically, we want to put this in people's in every single law, and people drawing guns and say, this home is proudly gun-free.
I never even thought of this angle. This is almost, I'm a big gun control advocate, but this is like a new angle I hadn't thought of that. It makes me almost nervous. Like,
you think somebody would break into your house?
Yeah,
if you put it up?
I do kind of wonder.
You think it'd make you a victim?
I wonder.
Wow.
So that's, we'll get into the whole story with him right now and then talk about the bigger picture. Great to have you on with us.
Hey, Alex, great to be with you.
Well, I tell you, you want to tackle this story first or just get into the state of the activation of what I'd call like Mao youth brigades or something, this day of rage coming up tomorrow? This is crazy.
Well, maybe let's start with this gun-free zone story because I think it plays into the hypocrisy of our elected officials and they're not believing what they actually write in the legislation. So maybe let's start there.
Yeah, tell us who the players are in this video.
So this is an interesting one. We did this 4 years ago in New York, Westchester, New York. We caught people on tape. The idea is simple. Approach these individuals and say, I want to put a sign on your lawn saying your home is a gun-free zone because these guys are anti-gun. Of course, they would do that because they write legislation. So what you're seeing right now is this guy is working for John Conyers. He's a legislative aide. He writes legislation. His name is Eric Sperling. And he says in the video that you can see the wheels turning inside of his head. He says, I'm a big gun control advocate. This is a new angle I hadn't thought about before. It makes me nervous. It makes me, quote, a target for criminals. So these legislators, these congressional people, are on video saying that it would draw attention to their homes if they advertise them as gun-free zones. Now, this is obvious to me and you. It's obvious to our audience. But to see the Democratic legislators say this when confronted with the truth, I think is really groundbreaking. And I'm sure people have other ideas, but this is a start. They're actually saying, you know what? I don't know if this is such a good idea to advertise gun-free zones.
Well, obviously, it's common sense. The places that have all the gun laws have the highest crime rates in the world. They know this. I mean, the rich elite that are liberal all have got bodyguards. It's so hypocritical. I love the fact that Trump keeps saying, hey, give up your security, Hillary. I mean, it's an oxymoron. What point do you think, just as someone that's been following this so long, and what point have we reached? Are the social justice warriors and Black Lives Matter, and, of course, we have a longer clip with Rangel coming out and talking. I mean, do they actually believe anything they're saying, or is this just pure divide and conquer?
I do not think they believe most of what they're saying. I wrote a column, Drudge linked to it on Friday after the shootings last week. We are entering uncharted territory. There is a brave new world of unregulated video. I think it's a good thing. I think it was very tragic last week what happened and these shootings with the police. It was the shootings in Minnesota as well. But the video is really catalyzing the masses. It's creating these social movements. And I think, unfortunately, it's creating these mobs, these violent mobs. But I think it also can be harnessed, and this is the point I made, it can be harnessed for good to promote government transparency. For example, we know that Bill Clinton met with Loretta Lynch. We know that there are bribes of federal judges taking place. Well, that should be live streamed. And we can harness this technology, this live streaming technology, for example, for good. And I'm a representative of an organization, Project Veritas, which is beta testing hidden camera video streaming to our servers. That way, if anything happens, we have a copy of the video. If the law enforcement takes it, we have a copy of it. And I think that this is a power that can be used to promote government transparency as much as it can be used to hold police officers.
Well, I'm all for citizens having hidden cameras. I think making police wear body cams all the time, I wouldn't want to work and live like that. I think it's Big Brother. It sets the precedent for everybody to have that at work, and I don't like it. I mean, I think if a company wants to make you do it, that's your option to do it. And I think police, when they're on calls, should have a camera on for them and everybody else. I used to be for that, but now I realize it'll be selectively enforced, because in liberal areas, when cops do bad things, they just cover it up mostly. But then if it happens in a more freer area, they will then come in and use it as a way to politically take over and kind of cherry pick things. I mean, so I think there's a problem with too many cameras.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that, and I want to make a clear distinction that this is about little brother holding big brother accountable.
Exactly.
Which is the entire point of the American experiment. Giving big brother cameras and all that, we've already lost our expectations.
Oh, cops are having to wear body cams in many cities now when they use the bathroom.
That's right. I'm sure they are. And, I think the point Ed Snowden made on Vice recently is he said, Shane Smith asked him, well, why aren't more Americans outraged by all this surveillance? And Ed Snowden said, well, they would be if we had the politicians on tape admitting it in plain words. So the whole point of this technology, and I really think it's a transformative moment in American politics, because the technology is unregulated, it's proliferating. Anybody can live stream video now. Now, we use hidden camera devices that are not, you can't buy them in most stores. But the fact that we can hold Big Brother accountable and make them lose their expectations of privacy, that's what this movement is all about.
Absolutely. They know that at least the people and the Fifth Estate, the new Fifth Estate, are watching. Also, it really allows us to show that the so-called left are the most ignorant, anti-liberal weirdos the world's ever seen. I mean, this is, just the video camera and YouTube and the proliferation of basically everybody getting on it now and having millions of providers of news, not just thousands or hundreds. It's almost like a singularity. It's showing how monstrous the social justice warriors are to a person. I mean, these really are mentally ill, weirdos, bizarro land. I mean, it's even forcing the left, who are more trendy but aren't stupid, to go ahead and admit, okay, something's wrong here. I mean, when you look at Trigglypuff, Ade Skrellick, I mean, when you look at these people, Carl the Cuck, I mean, when you look at these people, they are scary.
A citizen journalist named Mike Strickland was detained. This was covered on your website yesterday for unholstering his gun. He felt threatened. And there were videotapes of the Black Panthers right before he unholstered his gun, threatening to take out their guns. So things are all caught on video. My greater point is that we can use this as a movement for good, and I think.
And they just said down the street, pull your guns out and shoot cops 10 minutes before.
That's right. That happened right before Mike Strickland was arrested. Mike Strickland is sitting in jail. His bail is set at $250,000. Mike Strickland, is a friend of mine. He's worked with me.
And by the way, that's a liberal town, you notice. Now they're throwing the book at him. I mean, it's crazy. So we think if the cops are all bad. Oh, they're not bad when they're liberal cops and allow people to be abused.
Right, and they originally charged him with a misdemeanor for menacing behavior, but then they charged him with 2 felonies. Now, Mike Strickland was assaulted at the last year. He was assaulted. He broke his arm in 3 places. He was tackled to the ground. And right before this event, Black Panther said, take out your guns and use them, basically. So that's all on video. There's a picture of Mike Strickland. He didn't want to hurt anybody. And
he's got the gun pretty much aimed down at the ground. He's got his hand back saying, stay back, as people say we're pulling guns out.
Right, exactly. So this is a friend of mine, a citizen journalist, but what I draw from that whole thing is that everything is on video.
Who was attacked the year before?
Mike Strickland was assaulted by someone who disagreed with him. Someone disagreed with him and threw Mike Strickland, that guy you just saw, threw him to the ground. He broke his arm in 3 places. He couldn't work for 6 months. So he's been physically, violently assaulted in the past.
And then he just simply says, back off, and they've arrested him. Stay there. Final segment straight ahead with our guests, then your phone calls. If you ever wanted a great deal on a powerful solar generator, but were waiting for an outrageously low price, you are not going to want to miss this important message. Here's why. My friends, we already see major power grid problems, and it's getting worse. So please listen. Solar generators really do provide life-saving electrical power. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run silently, emit no fumes or gases, and from dangerous summer storms, blackouts, intensifying civil unrest. You're not going to have to suffer through it like the rest of the sheep. And here's the best news if you want to get one this week. Solutions from Science has a big sale on their fast charge solar generators, and they're giving away a couple $1,000s worth of off-the-grid gear in addition to the low price for InfoWars listeners. So it's a good time to check it out. Go to gridwars.com. That's gridwars.com. It's a great opportunity to generate maximum electricity with minimum money. Go to gridwars.com. That's gridwars.com.
Think about this. Your community's aging water infrastructure systems are very likely to be contaminated with heavy metals like lead, disinfection chemicals like ammonia, chlorine and chloramines, and pharmaceuticals like statins, pain meds, and antidepressants. And no, water treatment plants are not equipped to filter these pharmaceutical toxins out. Protect your family's water supply with the trusted Big Berkey water filter. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show Big Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria, and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification, and our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
My name is Jay. I'm 26 years of age, and I just want to thank the makers of the One World Whey protein powder. After having chronic abdominal pain and pressure for months, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. The medical doctor told me there was nothing I could do to treat it other than taking pain and nausea medication. Then I came across an ad for One World Whey on the radio and read the claims that it can help with all types of inflammation. I took the One World Whey protein powder every day for a month, and the chronic pain and pressure sensations went away completely. And I never took the pain or nausea meds. To this day, my intestines are free of pain.
Nature is kind. When we consume foods we're designed to eat, then she gives back health when it was once lost. One World Whey consistently supports the body's production of glutathione and overall repair. Glutathione stops inflammation, removes heavy metals, and toxins of all kind. When inflammation is gone, the body can complete its healing process. Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld, WHEY.com.
In a crisis, your number one need is food, but not just any food. Experts say everyone needs to have non-perishable, good for 25 years survival food on hand in case of an emergency. Well, right now, in what is truly an unprecedented move, 72-hour survival food kits are being given away to listeners while supplies last. Survival food is more important today than ever before, explains Frank Bates, a spokesman for the company. Natural disasters, terrorist attacks, and other threats can make obtaining sufficient food impossible in an emergency. This 72-hour survival kit has 16 servings of delicious food rated for 25 years of storage. It sells to the general public for $27 plus shipping and has been rated 4.5 out of 5 stars by customers who paid full price. But listeners who act quickly can get it free. Just cover $9.95 in shipping. Go to freefood1.com right now. Supplies are limited and the program may end at any time. Go to freefood1.com now. That's freefood1.com.
Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing, I mean nothing, honey, if it ain't free. Feeling good was easy, love.
Enzo keeps our guests coming up in the next segment. We're opening the phones up to Bernie Sanders supporters. How on earth could you not support Trump when he's totally anti-establishment and Hillary stole the election, stole your votes? They just appointed her in California, just gave her the race there. It's crazy. We're going to be taking your phone calls the next segment on that and on Mike Pence. That's who I called Roger Stone. He said, I cannot comment. It shouldn't have been leaked. I'm not saying that's who it is. I'm coming on the